Hey everybody, get on in here. Let me find a song. Wings to Fly. Here we go. I'm going to play a little bit of it while people get on in here. Yep, y'all come on in.
Sometimes I watch you play, not a care in the world, and dreams so big they fill the summer sky.
It got really loud for some reason.
How do I give you all you need to make it in this world, to keep you safe but let you learn to fly? I'll give you hope so you can follow dreams that are your own. I'll give you strength for times when you must stand up all alone. I'll teach you truth so when I'm not there, you still know what's right. I'll give you wings, God sends a breeze, and you'll learn to fly.
We're only going to play like a minute of the song because it takes so long for these videos to download. I want to be sure and get it out to everybody. So I've got a timer set for 10 minutes. And we're going to discuss Renewing Your Spirit Day. And I've been reading a great book I started yesterday. It was just a free Audible book. When you subscribe to Audible, they come out with new titles each month. And it was just a 3-hour book, but it got me hooked. So I had to download the ladies' other books. And it's called The Nature Fix. Now, you know when you kind of feeling down and yucky and everything's getting on your nerves? If you go sit in a sunbeam or you go for a walk in the woods, I am truly blessed. I mean, beyond measure. Because my husband built this house in the middle of 6 acres. And then we bought about 4 more acres, almost 4 more acres. So we have 10 acres of nothing but trees. Nothing but trees. It's 20 degrees cooler in this forest. And they're hardwood trees. They're beautiful trees. Now, there's some pines, and pines can get hit by lightning and lots of bad stuff, but I live in a tree house practically. Somebody came to my house one time and they said, "You live in a tree house." And I really do. I have walls of windows all the way around me. I can see outside what's going on all the time. The house, we can turn on the outside lights at night and I can see if it's snowing or whatever. We have critters. We've seen everything from a fox to a bear, raccoons quite frequently, even a whole family of raccoons. Robert built me this wonderful bird feeding station that I see straight from sitting in my chair. And all of this, all day long, blesses me because I'm practically living in nature. And it means the world to me. I didn't know there was scientific evidence that proves that having nature around you is so important. So, folks, please, please, please share our videos because we want to help a lot of people. And when you share it, it does help a lot of people. We get new people involved. It's just an amazing process. So I am blessed to be living in a county that is half national forest. I mean, really, half of our county is national forest, state park, and federal, the Blue Ridge Parkway. I can see the Blue Ridge Parkway from my back deck. And it's just amazing. So we hear birds this morning. I got up at 10 till 6 and let the dogs out. They were barking. And I saw an owl, a rather large white bird, fly across the back deck. And I told Robert about it, and he said, well, it was probably an owl. And, you know, where else can you live that you get to be blessed by seeing wonderful things? Living in this county, I have seen a mountain lion. You know, being a part, those all moments are very important to our lives. Being just, I mean, I'm liable to drive down the highway like on my sister's wedding day. I was so sick I couldn't go to her wedding. But you know, I saw this huge big rainbow. And that's all I needed to know, that God was looking over her. I didn't have to be there, but I saw this huge rainbow. I don't think it was a snowy owl, y'all. I think it was just a little screech owl because it wasn't big enough for a snowy owl. I've seen snowy owls. There was one in a field not far from here that had been hurt. So getting out into nature, whether it's sitting in a sunbeam or walking in a garden or going into the forest for a little hike, anything you do will lower your blood pressure. Just sitting at night and listening to the critters. I mean, in the Smoky Mountains National Park, there is a night tour that they give. You have to sign up for because it sells out fast. Of lightning bugs. And we have, when we go to Hendersonville to eat, we go the back way, and we go past this settling pond for what was our Acosta plant, and up on one of the towers in the pond is a great blue heron's nest, and it's got 2 babies in it, and we drive past just to see how big the babies are. Now it's up on a light pole in the middle of this pond, but it's safe from something being able to climb up and get the babies. It's just an amazing little nest, and I've been watching this nest for about 4 months now because they started building it. And fireflies and hummingbirds, and we have it. And even insects and spiders. I like spiders too. The ones that in October, like the Charlotte's Web spiders, I love that. So nature is everywhere around me. And I think that's why I'm so relaxed all the time. I want to make sure I had on my microphone. So getting outside is going to change the way you feel. It's going to energize you. It's going to, I know when I travel and I'm away from Robert and away from this place, my little piece of heaven on earth, when I'm away, I get antsy. And I never realized till I started reading this book yesterday. And her name is Florence Williams. And she was going through a divorce, but her dad had always taken her out west in the summer times to do hiking and kayaking and all rafting. And these are great ways to renew your spirit. Now, it's day 19, I think. Let me look at my calendar. Oh, yes, folks, you can order your 2020 calendar now. We'll have them in a few days, so get it ordered. Let's see. And please, please, please share our videos. Now, I'm going to look at my calendar. The new calendar is hot pink, y'all. It's amazing. Let me find the date. February, May. Yep, today's the 19th. And I got my book out, Chaos to Clean and 31 Easy Baby Steps. Are you ready for your home to feel like a vacation getaway? Think about it. My home feels like a vacation getaway all the time. I've made it be that way. Now, we've got a great testimonial in here, and we've got to get rid of the clutter. Think about going to a condo. You've rented a condo for the week, and you go to the condo, you take your suitcase, some kitchen stuff, and you're good to go. You're good to go. And your home is absolutely wonderful. Now, I can't, the testimony I wanted to put in here is in the beginning of Sync Reflections. If I can find my Sync Reflections. There it is. Let me get that book. I want to read this testimonial. Well, it's not in the first edition of Sync Reflections. It's in the beginning of the second edition. Let me look on my cabinet over here to see if I have one over there. Well, I don't have it. But let me tell you about this bed and breakfast testimonial we got once upon a time. We got it. I was reading it. I was on my treadmill reading it. And I just started reading it. It was just absolutely amazing. I'm looking to see if I got one of those books in my bookshelf over there. I do not. Anyway, she was bragging about this wonderful bed and breakfast she'd been to. And that bed and breakfast, they had wonderful sheets and pillows. The rooms were just comforting. They had DVDs to watch, great snacks, and just the whole place was just wonderful. And she says, do you want to know where this is? And I'm just wanting to know like crazy. And she says, it's my home. When you live in a home that blesses you like it's a vacation home all the time, you're renewing your spirit every single day. So folks, please take some time today to renew your spirit and get rid of some clutter. Go for a walk. Spend some time in nature. It's going to change everything about the way you feel. Robert and I met. We had we met over a tree. He bet me that I couldn't identify a tree. And I said, oh, you don't bet me that, because I know trees. I've sold trees. I have worked at a sawmill. I know the bark on trees. I know trees. I took a class in college on silviculture. That's science of trees. I know trees. Well, he took me to see this tree in town, and I couldn't identify it. We went to the college to try to identify it. We grabbed a little branch off the tree, took it over to the brand new Arboretum in Asheville. This is our very first time together. That morning I had been on a mushroom hike. And the night before we had played, we had gone to dinner, and he asked me if I could identify this tree. We were playing Scrabble. You don't ever play Robert Silly in Scrabble. It just doesn't happen. So we were playing Scrabble, and I was spelling all these tree words because I can't spell, but I had to learn how to spell these trees for this class I was taking. And before I knew it, he said, how do you know so much about trees? And I said, well, I ran a sawmill, and I know the bark on trees, and I understand trees, and I understand forest. And he said, well, I bet you can't identify this tree. Well, I couldn't. And so we went over to the brand new Arboretum, and there wasn't anybody there that could identify, but we left it with them. We left the branch with them. And then as we were leaving the Arboretum, we got hit with the biggest rainstorm, pop-up thunderstorm, run into the car. Now, I had on a white t-shirt with puffy mushrooms on it, Carhartt shorts, hiking boots, and wool socks. I looked awful. And he says to me, do you want to go see a movie? And I said, looking like this? That was our first date. Anyway, so we didn't go to see a movie that weekend, but we had movies in our future. So you see, getting out into nature, even exploring nature and trying to understand nature and taking your children out. I mean, Patty and I grew up playing in the creek. We played in a creek. We went out into the woods and gathered buttercups out of the woods, and we would take them back to Granny by armloads. It's just amazing what nature does. It's good for your kids to get out into nature. So please take some time today to get outside. Even if it's just walk around the block and listen to the birds. Don't put a headset in. Listen to nature. Well, y'all have a great day. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow here at 11 o'clock, everybody. Be here sharp at 11 o'clock because we're going to do our 3-minute weekly home blessing. You got it? 3-minute weekly home blessing. We can do it. We're going to bless our homes. We're going to get things done. And it's going to be fun because if you make it fun, it will get done. So I will see you tomorrow. I love you all. And go sit out in a sunbeam. It's good for you. It's vitamin D. We need the vitamin N. It's what we need. One of the books I found was about vitamin N. And the book that Florence wrote was The Nature Fix. So I haven't started reading that book, but I read her 3-hour book that was free on Audible. So y'all have fun. Love you all. See you tomorrow.